go. Good evening, I'm Katie Kavanaugh, and you can find my story on page 22. The Edge of Portland. I cannot ride a Portland peon as yet, due to my deep sand and fog-soaked roots. I'm encouraged, though, by the all-weather cyclists and the civic-mindedness of progressive Portlanders. Although there is that nourishment an artist draws from the pavement where she took her first steps, I've pledged to be a liaison between the two cities, Portland and San Francisco, as I ease my way into my future in one or the other. Even so, I have declared, very politely and under my breath, that Portland lacks the edge I need in a city. But a few weeks ago, I found the edge while riding the TriMet number 75 and felt relief and maybe a little love. Having been passed over a third time for a standby flight to San Francisco, I left the airport, taking the light rail for the first time back to town. There I transferred to the number 75 bus at the Hollywood terminal. Travel frustrations combined with cold, wet weather had drained my patience. Finally, a break. There was a bus seat for me, further subduing certain words only recently in my vocabulary. I'd stepped onto Noah's Ark, it seemed. At least two of every Portland character was there. There were 15-year-old punks with 10-inch spiked mohawks dressed in fine, torn black everything and, well, more spikes. There was the throng of loud, guileless teenage girls, scary to some, but delightfully inquisitive about the doing of the Mohawk style as they passed the boys. A squeaky clean family of 4 had taken separate seats. Dad was wearing a Teachers for Obama shirt and was reading to his son on one bench toward the back, while mom and daughter chatted about their mutual adoration of dried mango with a jovial woman who'd just returned from shopping at Trader Joe's and who was sharing her snacks with the front rows. I was seated in the middle of the bus beside another rider who may have also taken the seat for its good view. He was calm, folded easily into the seat, watching it all with wonder, as I was, and I wonder if he's here tonight. To my right was a girl with a soft sculpture puppet she'd designed, and a new admirer beside her. As they chatted, she animated the puppet as if it were participating in the conversation. Wow, puppets to the right with mom's mango and mohawks to the left. Okay, I'm a little enamored with Portland. But in front of me was a hefty guy in reflector garb. He seethed as he heard the punks voice their pro-Obama political opinions, muttering to himself, "I hate that," with a sort of Yosemite Sam harumph. Curmudgeonly compelling as he was, I was a little nervous that old Sam might just be the perfect candidate to go postal. I thought to myself, it's my first number 75 ride, and I'm shot. What luck. Fortunately, the bus was too crowded for him to brandish any weapons or scissors at the Mohawks like I know he was fantasizing. I know he was. I located my exit. I got off the Ark at Division to walk the rest of the way home. As I walked, I envisioned in vivid detail what might have happened following my departure, and all flavored by my freshly Portland-spiced imagination. Oftentimes, I imagined the worst just in case it happens. On the number 75 that day, it was easy to imagine the worst, but in the end, I'm sure it was the best of character that was revealed. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joy Cartier, and my story is on page 63, which I share with Angela Reed, who designed it. I don't know if you're out there, Angela, but thank you, it's beautiful. I love Portland because of its openness to change, because of its passion and commitment. It was in the financial slump of 2001, and we were sitting outside at the Brasserie, now defunct or in perpetual renewal, depending on who you talk to, and of course right now reopened, 3 unemployed women, 3 glasses of wine, and one big plan. We had just lost our jobs along with thousands of other Oregonians. The Salvation Army Greenhouse, an agency providing services for homeless kids, was dying off in pieces. And one of the first to go was the school where the 3 of us taught the GED. Now Greenhouse School was closed, and it was a palpable loss, both for our students and us. Could we mold what we were grieving and what we had learned into a new form? Could we rise a phoenix from those ashes? And just how many glasses of wine would that take? Turns out it took a lot. Beth Burns, Pippa Arend, and I spent that summer trying to understand what had taken place for us on the corner of 8th and Oak. Over a combined 12 years of working with homeless youth, we were trying to figure out what could and should go forward into a new program and what needed to be left into the past. We came up with a few things. Everyone deserves dignity and respect. Relationships, not programs, foster change. We all have intellectual, emotional, and physical needs. We want to meet those daily needs. No one should go hungry. Everyone has the right to a toothbrush. Events define people. Let me start over. Events don't define people. Attitudes do. Attitudes can change. Back to the table in front of the brasserie. The conversation may have gone something like this. Beth, okay, we can run a kick-ass day program, but we need to do it somewhere. Joy, where would we be if we could be anywhere we wanted? Practically in one voice. There, pointing catty corner to the long-abandoned Cornelius Hotel, a.k.a. Johnny Soul, a.k.a. Rich's Cigar Shop in various previous incarnations. Beth, but the building's not for sale. We only want 1 floor, need to rent, and no one has been in it since it flooded 2 years ago. Pippa, I'll call. Maybe they'll be willing to rent. They were. Did we have a business plan? Did we know the statistics connected with new ventures? Did we have financial partners? Were we even aware of the financial climate of the times? Well, sure, on the last one, we'd just been laid off, remember? What we did have was a vision, heart, and each other. And we were in Portland, and apparently it was enough. Portland has been gracious to PAIR, which has been in existence now for 8 years, meeting the intellectual, emotional, and physical needs of Portland's homeless and transitional kids. I believe PAIR couldn't have come into existence in any other city. PAIR has recently moved from its original location at 801 Southwest Alder to 338 Northwest 6th to meet the need. Thank you, and if you have more interest in PAIR, there is some material over there, and if you would sign our mailing list, it would make me wiggle all over, and I can't even tell you what it would do for Beth. Thank you.
I don't know. Okay. Hi.
Okay.
Hi. My name is Matt Wyatter, and you can find my Portland story on page 70. Portland is renowned for its beer. The beer is covered in countless blogs, newspapers, and on television. We have festivals, tastings, and we even devote the whole month of July to craft beer. Brewers are treated like celebrities, and they've earned it. Strip away the glamour, though, and you're left with the hard work and long hours. Everyone I meet in my journeys through through the Portland beer scene wants to be a brewer, until they actually see what it's like for a day in a brewery. It's hours of cleaning, lifting, more cleaning, more lifting, and then finishing up with a lot of cleaning. Before the water is even boiled, a brewer must decide on what's going into their beer. It takes both creativity in recipe formulation as well as knowledge and experience to know what these ingredients will be like in the finished product, usually weeks away. It is this mixture of hard work, creativity, and experience that exemplifies the formula for Portland's successful beer scene.